Bidenomics is not working. Our vice president, totally detached from reality. Someone who is attached to reality is GOP presidential candidate Vivek Ramaswamy. Welcome, Vivek.
It's good to see you.
Good to see you. You know, when you're out on the campaign trail, are you hearing from folks what Kamala is saying, that people are thankful for her?
I'm not hearing that at all. To the contrary, as I listen to that, the only thing more frightening than putting her in charge of AI policy as the AI czar is actually putting her in charge of economic policy or having anything to do with our economic policy in this country. The reality is neither Kamala Harris, though, nor Joe Biden are the relevant entities. Kayla, you know this well. The people who we elect to run the government, especially in this administration, they are not the people who actually run the government. These are puppets. They're symbols that they put up. It is the permanent managerial class that's actually running the show in that deep state. And I think that's the dirty little secret, which is why I think it's a trap that we conservatives and on the right need to be careful not to fall into. Just to criticize Biden or Kamala Harris, it's almost too easy for a reason. It deflects attention from the real threat, which is the administrative deep state, and that's where my focus is.
You couldn't be more correct. The number of times I saw the administrative deep state try to undermine President Trump, innumerable. But Vivek, we're talking about VP Kamala Harris. I'm curious, if you become the nominee, what would you look for in a vice president?
I think one of the things I'll look for is raw competence. I want somebody who's going to be a bulldog in helping see that agenda through. Somebody who has complementary skill sets in areas, particularly in foreign policy, that would complement my domestic policy agenda and our economic revival. I think I would look for somebody who, in every quality, I'd go down the list of Kamala Harris, we'd pick the opposite. You'd have she's the czar of AI. We could use an AI algorithm to design the opposite of Kamala Harris. That would probably be a pretty good candidate for picking a vice president. But competence and doggedness of commitment to our pro-American agenda, that's what I'm looking for.
You know, the top issue I hear about from suburban moms, which the GOP must improve their stance with, many of my colleagues, is school shootings. And you submitted an excellent response to me about your plans to help. Not only that, but you actually went to Nashville in the wake of that shooting, and you've asked recently, where is the manifesto? We need this. What have you heard in your trip down to Nashville?
It was really an interesting and revealing experience, Kaylee. And it was a difficult experience because my heart goes out to those families. I cannot imagine what they are going through. I believe the path to a better future runs through the truth. Every major shooting we've had, mass shooting, whenever there's a manifesto recovered, they release it. In this case, it was a transgender shooter. And for whatever reason, they have not released that manifesto now in August. That shooting was in March. And one of the disasters, and part of the reason I went there this month, Kaylee, is that later this month, the governor, the Republican governor of Tennessee, is convening a special session of the legislature to adopt anti-gun measures in response to that incident, yet still has not released the manifesto. My view is the government believes we can't handle the truth. You know what? We, the people, we can handle the truth, even the hard truths. We have a mental health epidemic raging across this country, and we have no chance of fixing it until we confront that and look it in the eye and deliver actual solutions. And so I think it is shameful, just as in the COVID-19 pandemic, the government swept facts under the rug and then we made disastrous policy decisions in response. We make our worst policy decisions in response to a tragedy when the government suppresses the truth. That's exactly what's happened here in relation to the Nashville shooting.
Vivek, I was looking at national polling today, Real Clear Politics averages, and the latest two polls show you just 6 points behind Governor DeSantis. You were third, and one of the ones I was looking at, and several actually, you're beating out senators, governors, people who have been in politics for years, if not decades. How are you doing it?
I think it comes down to the core message, Kaylee. We are in the middle of a national identity crisis. And for a long time, we conservatives, we have been running from something. I'm in this race to lead us to something, to an affirmative vision of our own. The left gives us race, gender, sexuality, and climate. I want us talking more about the value of each individual, the family, the nation, God, what it means to be an American today. And my sense, Kaylee, is people are hungry for that. And so I started at 0.0% in March in this race. We're polling at third in the national polling averages. We haven't even had the first debate yet. And I expect at this point to be the Republican nominee and the next president. But more importantly, it isn't even about me. It is about reviving this country. It's being done through us. And I think that's the mentality that so far has been successful for us. I think it's hopefully going to be successful in allowing us to revive this nation.
Well, Vivek, you are doing a lot right. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you.